Hi there, Kyra here. So, I was going through some stuff online, and I found this Dear Abby. So the first part of the Dear Abby was about kind of wedding um, etiquette, that Pakistani families were, coding in their wedding invitations, no boxed gifts. And then this person is saying they want money, right? Right? Yeah, that's right. That's what they want. And if that's what they want, that's what you get them, right? We have a registration, right? We register for gifts and things like that. We do that in America. We register and we say, this is exactly what we want. Yes. Now, Abby is saying, oh, well, that's a faux pas. And I'm like, no, it's not. Not if you can register for gifts, at Target. If they want a Target gift, they would get a Target gift. If they want a money gift, they get a money gift, right? Easy peasy. So, but then on that same site, it kind of moved down to this one, which I found kind of interesting. It says, Dear Abby, my 23-year-old daughter and her first and only boyfriend have begun to talk marriage. Although I think he's a wonderful, smart, compassionate young man, he seems to adore my daughter. I have one major concern, his unhealthy habits. When my daughter introduced him to us 7 years ago, she's 23 now, so 16. She was 16. When my daughter introduced us 7 years ago, he was a little overweight. Since then, I've watched him pack on at least 25 pounds a year, and he's now morbidly obese. His diet is horrible, and he never exercises. He also drinks and smokes, although not excessively. Got any red flag? Got any bells and whistles going off in your head right now? My coach friends, what's going on? My daughter, on the other hand, is petite, athletic, and clean living. Her habits haven't rubbed off on him. I know I know enough about weight gain and health to be deeply concerned about the trend I'm seeing. Her boyfriend is fast approaching the super morbidly obese range and has limited mobility. He graduated in the top of his college class, but hasn't had a stable job since. So if he graduated college 21, he's 23. He's still figuring it out. I'm afraid it's only going to get harder for him to get hired in the future. What's making me even more upset is my blindly in love, naive daughter seems to have lost interest in pursuing a career of her own and is thinking this guy is going to take care of her. She has no clue that her boyfriend's the one who's likely going to need taken care of before long, and she's going to find it mighty difficult to both work and care for a man who towers over her, so he's tall, and weighs nearly 4 times what she does, and she's petite. So far, I haven't said anything about this. I'm happy my daughter's found someone who's kind, funny, and loving, and whose family is so welcoming to her. I don't want her to lose this guy. I just want them to get on a better track. I think they both need a reality check. Should I say something? Now, Dear Abby said something that I was not expecting. Talk to your daughter about your concerns, all of which are valid. Your daughter should not put her career on the back burner because you have pointed out she may need it. Make sure she understands that her boyfriend's choices will affect not only her future, but possibly her children's. So this is a serious subject you will bring up only once. Only once. If this romance does progress to marriage, I wish them a very long, happy one. They should make estate planning a priority just in case, meaning make sure that there's life insurance policies in place in case he dies from his morbid obesity. When love is in the air, we all expect a happy ending, but all too often fate intervenes. I feel like Abby's talking about herself. To be perfectly honest. Speaker only speaks about themselves, right, friends? Okay, so I'm going to break it down. So the first thing is that this is absolutely none of the mom's business. This is absolutely none of her business. And she she can, in a very open, loving conversation, if her daughter brings it up to her, suggest maybe that they go and talk to a counselor or they talk to somebody about this type of thing. But this mom is kind of out of line. And she's also suggesting some things that are incongruent. So, first of all, this young lady is 23 years old. She's just figuring it out. She's discovering what she wants to do and how she wants to pursue her life. She's been with this fella for 7 years. So they have a deep intimacy. They know each other very, very well. And when you know somebody really, really well, it's kind of hard to not feel attacked if somebody brings something like this up, especially if he is not feeling like he's in control. Also, you're going to look at other things like enabling. What is the young lady getting out of being in a partnership with somebody who, we don't know this for sure, who may need to have some, healthy intervention at some point or another. Again, we don't know. We don't know. 4 times as much. The other thing too, so this kid is put on 25 pounds a year, 7 years. Guess it was more than more than 200 pounds, almost 200 pounds on top of whatever he was weighing when he was 16. Okay, so maybe that is the case. Maybe that is the case. And that may or may not be healthy, but the thing is that this is his journey. And he gets to discover for himself what's right for him. And she gets to discover, her daughter gets to discover what's right for her. And if mom intervenes here, what she's doing is she's very, very clearly in this message that she gave, trying to control their experience, And so that might be some of where the daughter is kind of getting this thing from, right? Meaning, she had a controlling mom when she was growing up. Maybe she doesn't want to have anybody in her life feel like they're being controlled by her. And that she gives them free rein to their own choices, their own decision making, which is a very loving thing to do. And this young man who's still figuring out his life is going to be on his own journey. And we have nothing, we can't have anything on that. So for me, if a mom came to me like that and said, what do I do about my child doing and making these choices I don't agree with? I would say to them, being the radical responsibility coach that I am, I would say, what is it in you that makes you feel uncomfortable about this? What is it in you that really wants to have some kind of power in their experience, in their relationship? What is it in you that is causing you to do this? And we'll get to the core of it. We will. We would. Well, I'm so afraid for her. Okay, well, what is it? What does being afraid for her mean? What does that really mean to you? What is it really going on here? Because it's not her and this guy, Is it, are you going to feel like you're going to be responsible for her if something goes wrong? If something goes sideways, is that, do you feel like you're going to be the one that has to take on this responsibility? You don't. How often have you taken on responsibility for other people's experiences in your life? When did that start? You see, right? So if you're a coach that's listening to this, you might be able to pick up on some of these things that I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, this is, there's some things that, yeah, for sure are for the daughter, but the daughter's not asking. If the daughter was asking, that would be something different. I'm thinking about marrying this fella, and I have some health concerns when it comes to him, and it worries me. Okay, well, what about that worries you? What about that is making you concerned? Have you had a conversation with him? Let's bring him in and let's talk about it, and find out what's going on here, because there's a disconnect. You're not communicating with each other. What's happening? And then what part of you wants to control his experience? Is he getting criticized every time he eats a snack? Is we like, what's going on? It's finding out what's really happening and then getting to the core of maybe where some of this weight gain is coming from. Is it biological? Is it hormonal? Are there other things happening? Is it a level of stress he can't handle? Does he have a cortisol imbalance in his body? Like, what's going on really? Does he have an anxiety issue? Mom just wants a blanket answer to be told, oh yeah, you should bring that up with her. But I think that would be a really not a great idea. I really think that would be not a great idea because mom is wanting to control the situation. So if this young man is, let's say, 400 pounds, like let's say her daughter weighs 125 or something like that, and he's been putting on all of this weight, and he's 400 pounds, my thing wouldn't be, gosh, she's really going to have to take on the responsibility for his health. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but when we're married to someone, we do take on the responsibility of the health of our mates. If our mates are hurt, we're going to take care of them. That's a part of our commitment and love for each other. Regardless, it's just how it works in this world. And if you really, really, really love your partner, then that's easy. It's the easiest thing you could ever do. Yeah, sure, you get burned out being a caregiver if you don't take time for yourself and that kind of stuff, but ultimately it's a part of our experience together. It's what we've decided to do together. And I think that's incredibly loving thing, but more so I would probably be asking the mom just to really take a look at herself. And if the daughter were coming to me and saying, I don't know what to do about my potential husband and how he's feeling and what's going on with him, what about that is concerning you? And where did this really start in you? A desire to either be in an enabling situation, which we would have to find that out, or being in a situation where somebody's unhealthy in your life and you have a hard time connecting with them or understanding where they're coming from. And then, of course, if the young man came, it would be, let's find out what's going on internally. There might be some unhealthy practices that you're doing that are causing some of this, but it could also be a hormonal imbalance. It could be a cortisol imbalance. It could be a whole bunch of different things that I would recommend that they go to a doctor about and just see what's happening, and ultimately, if there is something that from a hypnosis point of view, we could take a look at, habit replacement, different things like that, which is not the best. Let's be honest. It's not the best. Hormonal replacement is not the best, but not hormonal replacement. Habit replacement isn't the best, but it is something to get somebody started and seeing if there is just some habits that they have in place that they're using for self-soothing or for comfort, and finding other healthier ways to find that comfort and to find that peace and joy and that love of life, So anyway, it was something to think about, but I pulled this up and I was like, Abby, are you off your game? Like, wait a minute. I don't feel good about this. So I thought I'd throw this out there to you guys. Remember that you are the ones that take responsibility for your own life and your own experience. Get really honest and truthful about what's really going on here. If something is bugging me, something is stuck in my energetic craw, like Abraham says, if something's stuck in me, it's me. Just like Wayne Dyer said, if you squeeze an orange, you're going to get orange juice. If somebody squeezes you and fear and anger and frustration and apprehension and doubt and all this stuff is coming out, that's what's already in there, right? That's what's already in there. So somewhere in you got something happening. So the other thing, too, is that she doesn't trust her daughter. Just be honest. I don't trust my daughter to make good decisions. I don't trust that what she's doing and who she's choosing to be with is enough. So therefore, She's not enough. She's not good enough. She's not doing the right thing. She's not doing what I expect of her. She's better than this. Do you see that? She's better than this. She went to college. She does that, She's putting herself in the back burner, Okay, honey, when did you put yourself on the back burner? When did the wheels fall off for you in your life? Because everything is just an echo or a hologram, like my book. I just realized it's sitting there, but it's really what it comes down to. So take that in, work through it yourself, and write in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. I don't care. Have fun with it. You got a voice here too. And I will talk to you again soon. Again, I just felt kind of drawn to this one, and I thought I'd share. I hope you have a great day.